Hey guys, I want to remind you again the two most important things to have are hope and faith. I know we often overlook things like that because we just think they're just these words that relate towards these ideas. But the truth is, they are realities in their own right because each word carries an energy. And these are very high energies, hope and faith. And whatever energy you tune into is the reality in which it is you will create and come to experience. So when we look at things like hope and faith, or fear and despair, we see that they are essentially just energies, and these energies create and affect our life quite heavily, actually. Because depending on what energy you're in all the time is going to determine what setting in terms of life it is that you're operating from. And then that's going to determine the things that unfold and occur and happen within your life. And I'm sure everyone by now is aware that there is a design to our life. There is like a pattern, there is like a frequency to our life. And if you read between the lines, you'll see that there is like a spiritual and a spiritually organized nature to our lives, you know. I believe in synchronicities, not necessarily coincidences. And I would say it's safe to say that there is a design and a tapestry to each of our lives. And I believe if you look and observe your life enough, from a perspective of purpose and meaning, then we're able to find better answers as to why it is we're here, what it is we're meant to do, and what exactly is possible, you know. And one of the big things I want to say is you have to dare to dream. And that's the thing about feelings like hope and faith, is that they put you into that energy, that reality, that mindset. And remember, whenever you tap into an emotional energy, you're literally tapping into, like, on a metaphysical, spiritual realm, you're literally tapping into that reality straight away. Like, you can't see it, but if you could see it, I can see it. This is why I actually have all this knowledge. I can literally see into these creative realms. And I can tell you now that depending on what energies you're focusing on is going to determine what reality you basically tune into. So it's also having a trust in this divine force, that it will lead us to exactly where it is we're meant to go, and that everything that's meant to happen will happen, and that everything that has happened for a reason, and a purposeful reason, and in that way it gives value to your life. So we deserve to not have to feel constantly in fear and despair, and we deserve to be able to feel as though we can be absolutely hopeful and excited about the promises that those extremely enriching feelings of hope bring us. And whatever energy you stay in is the energy you will experience. I promise you that right now. So it is really our responsibility to gain little birds. Gain control over our mind and our thoughts as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, as I say, you got to be your own best friend. So you're your number one caretaker within regards to what thoughts go through your head. And you got to learn how to just start blocking out all those negative thoughts. Because most of the time they're just assumptive and they're not true. You know, and I said it before, I'll say it again, assumptions are dangerous. And I'm grateful I've experienced things in my life to teach me that assumptions are dangerous. And a lot of the times we make such negative assumptions, and most of the time it's completely incorrect. And that's our fear talking. But when you learn to listen to intuition instead, your intuition usually communicates in an emotionally nice feeling and sincere way, whereas the fear doesn't really feel too good. So we're either being plagued by fear-based responses or extremely smooth and comforting and trusting divine energies. And when you learn how to become sensitive enough to pick them up within yourself, it'll be very easy to distinguish the difference between these energies. Fear-based energy, fear, false evidence appearing real, false, right? And like based in your heart and spirit, that's the truth. Feels good. Like I always find, truth brings more light, truth brings more clarity, truth brings more energy. If it's a truthful idea of a truthful thought, it will bring more energy, it will bring more light. Like I've witnessed super magical stuff, and in moments of truth, I've seen massive amounts of energy release and light. So I know for a fact that truth is a high operating energy, and it feels very good. So we're in this juxtaposition of being in this fear-based mindset versus mindset that we can choose to adopt. That's right there within us, which is our greatest gift, which is to have unending faith. And you don't have to understand how miracles or divinity or magic works in order to believe it exists, because we see it all the time in our lives. If you look a little bit deeper, you'll see that there is like a divine underlying architecture and connectivity between all of these elements and memories within your life that somehow shape who it is you are today in some sort of absolute perfect precision. So it's time for us to start to learn how to experience more of ourselves that are super faithful, super hopeful, and because of that, super happy and relaxed and internally Hakuna Matata vibes, my bros. No, but seriously though, and it is up to us to be able to actually start having this positive dialogue with ourselves, only believing these, as I say, super high frequency energies and thoughts of everything being okay and everything being good and you being exactly where you need to be and everything in life having happened for a reason. And once you can accept that, that allows you to heal and release everything. And we don't want to feel anxious and stuck up, and maybe caught up in the past or whatever. Like the most beautiful moment is now, right now. And if we can all be here now, I believe we'll be less in those fear-based thoughts that are making those fear-based worst-case scenario assumptions. But we shouldn't make the worst-case scenario assumptions. So, yeah, I believe in unending optimism, unending positivity. I always have, even in a grim world where people couldn't just understand it. I do it, and it works, and it's never let me down. So hope and faith are my greatest friends, and I hope they become yours too.